Hey guys, before today's video starts, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to today's video sponsor, Dollar Shave Club. Dollar Shave Club has been a huge supporter of the channel for about a year and a half now, and I've been using their products for close to 2 years now. And I really can't say enough good things about their products and the people that work there. For those who don't know, Dollar Shave Club is not just about shaving. They also offer oral care products, shower products, deodorant, cologne, a whole bunch of different things. Right now, they currently have an offer where you can get one of their shave, shower, or oral care starter sets for just $5 each. The shave starter set includes their executive razor and 3 1-ounce tubes of their Dr. Carver shave products, the prep scrub, the shave butter, and the post-shave dew. The oral care starter set includes a weighty toothbrush and their trial size version of their toothpaste. And lastly, their shower starter set includes 3 trial size versions of their amber lavender body cleanser, citrus and Hawaiian ginger face cleanser, and sage and black pepper shampoo. My go-to personal favorite is always going to be the Dollar Shave Club shave butter. I really like the fact that it goes on clear, so when you're actually shaving, you can see what you're shaving. It's super convenient. They ship all of your products right to your doorstep. You don't have to worry about going to the grocery store, and the more you buy, the more you save. So head on over to dollarshaveclub.com/RP. That's dollarshaveclub.com/RP to join the Dollar Shave Club family and get your first starter set for just $5. Well, you guys, I just did something that I didn't really think I would ever do. I bought a brand new Mustang, so that's still kind of settling in. Wheel horsepower, 474 pound-feet of torque. Well, there it is, the final cold start of the Mustang. All right, well, the day is finally here. We are saying farewell to the 2018 5.0. Almost 16,000 miles on this thing, and I've had it for just under a year now. It's about 11 months, which is the longest I've owned a car in a very long time. So in those 11 months, I've had some good impressions on the car and some not so good impressions on the car. So I figured today we would kind of summarize all of it, summarize the ownership experience, the pros, the cons, what I liked, what I didn't like about the 2018 Mustang 5.0. All right, so I'm sure the Mustang looks a little different than the last time most of you saw it, and that is because, well, it is back to pretty much 100% stock aside from still sitting on some Eibach lowering springs. But other than that, we're back to stock. So now, like I said when I started this video, I want this to be as informative as possible if you're considering buying a Mustang, if you just want to know my general thoughts on them after owning a Charger, a Challenger, a Camaro, a Corvette, and now a Mustang. I think I'm the first person on YouTube to own all of those cars and document the ownership experience on YouTube. If I'm not, let me know whose channel has done it before me, because I'd like to watch some of their stuff as well. But I do think that I've had a decent amount of experience in cars of this segment, and I think that I kind of did myself an injustice by buying the Mustang last. I think if I would have bought this first, I would have said I loved it and it's the greatest car ever, but after owning all the other ones, honestly, this one just, it didn't do it for me like some of the other ones did. The best way to put the 2018 5.0 is that it does just about everything very, very well, but it does nothing great, if that makes any sense. But with that being said, it does everything very, very good. So if you're looking for that one car that does just about everything very, very well, then the Mustang's actually a pretty good choice. Especially for those of you out there who just want a sporty car to drive around in, get good gas mileage. Surprisingly, I think my ownership with this car, I've averaged about 19 or 20 miles per gallon total, and part of that time was actually on E85 as well. I think the overall average has been about 20, which is really incredible. Now bear in mind, there was a decent amount of highway driving in there, but still 20 miles per gallon in a car that has, you know, over 400 horsepower, that's pretty impressive. Now I do think part of that is because I never really had the most confidence in this car. Between the third and fourth gear shift forks that could blow up at any moment if you banged it into third gear hard enough, then your third and fourth gear just disappear on you. Between the Coyote typewriter tick and the Gen 3 Coyotes, it's just not the most confidence inspiring thing, seeing all of these problems arise on the internet about what other people have dealt with these cars and the problems that they've run into. Now granted, I did not have a single issue with my car in about the 16,000 miles that I've owned it. The car's been great to me. Like I said, got really good gas mileage. I mean, it was a perfect daily driver, and that's kind of what I wanted it to do. I had fun with it. I modified it for a little bit, drove it around modified, made 500 wheel horsepower, had it like that for about 6 months, and you know, the car just took it and it was totally fine. So now I'll touch on a few points about how things have held up over the ownership experience. So number one, we'll talk about my brake calipers, which I painted using G2 caliper paint. You can find it on G2 Caliper Paint's website, or I just bought mine on Amazon. I actually used this stuff on my first black Charger a long time ago, so I had a good experience with it then, and I've had a great experience with it again here on the Mustang. So this is 11 months old. I did this the first week I bought this car. The paint has held up perfectly. Just take your time when you're doing all the masking and you shouldn't have any issues. So G2 caliper paint, that stuff works actually really good. I had the entire car ceramic coated. I did it myself with a paint correction and ceramic coating. I used C-Quartz. The C-Quartz coating, it's still good, but there are a few places that it's starting to kind of show that it's deteriorating a little bit. So in the future going forward on the next car, I probably won't use C-Quartz. I'll probably use a different ceramic coating and give that one a shot. But overall, I give the C-Quartz probably like a 7 out of 10 rating after about a year on the car. So now we'll go ahead and hop in the car. One thing that is nice is that you can just open the door handle and it automatically unlocks. You don't have to press any buttons or do anything fancy. But let's go ahead and we'll fire the car up, and then we'll talk about some of the things that I've liked and disliked about interior stuff. So overall, my thoughts on the interior are actually pretty positive. I've actually really enjoyed the interior. Honestly, these seats are some of my favorite seats out there. They're really comfortable. Also, the heated and cooled seat functions work very, very well. The cooled seats, I leave them on. They stay on living in Texas, and they do a really good job. The Sync 3 system actually is pretty solid as well. The navigation works very good. It's nice and responsive. You have apps, you have phone stuff, climate. Like, as you can see, it's very responsive with all the inputs that I do to it. So overall, actually really like that. The gauge cluster is a little bit on the basic side. It's been around like that since 2015, and now they have the new digital gauge thing that you can buy as an upgrade. It's like, I don't know, $2,000 or something. It's cool, but meh. The steering wheel is extremely basic. Honestly, not a huge fan of that. Not a huge fan of the little pony right there in the center, but oh well, such is life. The only weird interior problem I have is that my emergency brake, there's like some slack in it, and it just kind of wiggles around. Like, I don't know, that's weird. It's probably not supposed to do that, but I never got that checked out or never got it fixed or anything, and the car never rolled away from me, so I guess it did its job. The GT Premium is definitely worth buying in my opinion. I think having the colored lighting that goes in the gauges and in your cup holders and in your footwells is nice. The seats, you know, heated and cooled, the screen, the Premium overall gives you a lot of very good features. The only problem, and I would say the biggest drawback of this entire car, is that the sound system is absolutely terrible. I've heard worse, don't get me wrong, but for a GT Premium car, you would think it would give you some kind of added sound system. Like I know in the Camaros, if you go to a 2SS Camaro, then you get an upgraded Bose sound system that sounds really good. Not the case in the GT Premium Mustangs, so I would highly advise anybody that's a big audio fan to invest in some different speakers, because these are not good. But if we go through the menu here and cycle to my trip meter, so that's 15,000 miles. My average miles per gallon has been 19.7. So yeah, right about 20 miles per gallon. I've put 452 engine hours on this car. Well, about to be 453, so not bad. How I've been driving recently has been getting me 18.6 miles per gallon, and the last 800 miles I've got 19 miles per gallon. So yeah, all about 19 or 20 is about what to expect in a GT, at least a manual in the way I drive. I'm sitting here trying to think what else stood out to me in a negative way about you know, the ownership of this car, and there's really nothing that really stands out to me other than, you know, nothing was all that great, and the car that I'm replacing this car with has a lot of great things going for it. So I think you guys will really enjoy what is next to come on the channel. I would go as far as saying that it's probably going to be the coolest car that I have owned on the channel, so I'll leave you guys with that. But yeah, really no like major complaints with this car. It's a good daily driver. Like I said, super easy to drive. Having the 6-speed manual I think was a good call. The 10-speed just doesn't do it for me, but it's just like buttery smooth to go into all these gears. The only issue is they sometimes blow up when you really bang it into third gear. But aside from that problem, actually the MT82 is actually a good transmission. The overall clutch engagement, it's real easy just to kind of get going. Oh, see ya. But as I was saying, it's real easy just to like drive around in this car, just have fun with it, and just kind of carefree. And I don't know, it's been nice. And honestly, even in bone stock form, it does a pretty good job of getting up to speed. So a little bit of wheel hop there, but it's pretty quick for a bone stock car. So I hope you guys have overall enjoyed the change of scenery. I try to keep things fresh and exciting on the channel by owning, you know, Dodge, Ford, Chevy, it doesn't matter. I like to switch it up. I like to experience different brands, different cars, and give you guys my thoughts and impressions on them. And to me, that's fun, and it keeps me excited. It keeps me entertained by always having a new car and new stuff to modify and just mess around with and make videos with. So I've overall really enjoyed this car, and I have nothing but, you know, generally positive things to say about it. But with that being said, the time has come to get rid of it for something else, something better in my opinion, and something that I think you guys will like a whole lot more. And you know, it's an exciting time, and I hope you guys are excited as I am. So guys, this is farewell to the Mustang. Got it in the back of Parkway here with all of our fleet vehicles and everything else and our trade-ins. So yeah, the vehicle will be for sale for the next little while at Parkway Chevrolet in Tomball, Texas. If you want to come buy it, I'd be happy to sell you my old car. It's been a really great car to me, but you know, like I said, just moving on to slightly bigger and better things, and I'm very excited for the future of the channel and the future car that I think you guys are going to really like a lot. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed a change of pace and enjoyed some Mustang content for the last 11 months. And until then, guys, hope you guys have a great one. Take it easy.